As the favored colors of local Bai people, blue and white are also the colors of Dali City of Yunnan Province. Though jiaran, or tie-dyeing, has been a part of local people's lives for so many generations, its blue and white colors have never changed since its birth. As early as over 1,000 years ago, the ancestors of Bai people have learned the techniques of tie-dyeing. Their techniques matured during the East Han Dynasty, and their tie-dyeing handicraft products were collected by the royal court of the Tang Dynasty as tributes. Today, tie-dyeing has become one of the most distinct handicrafts of Bai people. Jiaran is a unique and traditional tie-dyeing technique. The secret of jiaran is to restrict the dye from reaching certain areas of the cloth. There are over 100 tie-dye patterns popular among the Bai people, and each of them is unique indeed. Generally speaking, local craftsmen are pretty liberal with the stitches and the dyeing degrees of specific pieces. As a result, the final products usually demonstrate strong personal preferences of the craftsman. That is why no two tie-dyeing products are the same. Such arbitrariness also brought about the diverse artistic styles of tie-dyeing, some of which can never be achieved by industrial methods. In 2006, approved by the Ministry of Culture, tie-dyeing was included in a list of Chinese intangible cultural heritage. Handmade tie-dyeing is a long process. First, the craftsmen have to design the pattern and copy it on a white cloth by using a punctured wax paper. Then they need to stitch and knot the white cloth according to the pattern. Once this is done, the next step is dyeing. The crux of tie-dyeing technique lies in stitching and dipping. After the selection of cloth material, according to the requirement of the motif and pattern, the craftsmen take various methods to make the cloth become certain shapes and then stitch, bind, and tighten them, so strings of knots appear on the material. Dip dyeing means that the makers dip and wash the well-made knots with clean water and then put them in a dye vat. The pigment for dip dyeing is extracted from Radix asativus root. The makers soak the Radix asativus root in water and then after that put it in a wooden vat covered with lime. After a certain period of time, it is taken out and air dried, and then the cloth is put in the dye vat again, and the procedure aforementioned should be repeated for several times. After each time, the cloth will become more blue. When the cloth is sufficiently dip dyed, the makers will wash away the remnant pigment with clean water. The knots will be untied and evened out after the cloth is thoroughly dried. The parts which have been stitched remain white as the dyes fail to reach them. People call them flowers. The remnant part becomes a background of indigo and is called earth, D. So the whole cloth is featured with the indigo background and white patterns. Then, an exquisite tie-dyeing cloth is finally in front of us. The tie-dyeing cloth of Bai people has gorgeous colors, which are less apt to fade away. Moreover, compared with dyed fabrics through the chemical process, tie-dyeing cloth made this way is much healthier for the human skin. Dali Bai tie-dyeing cloth displays an artistic style with strong ethnic flavors. The 1,000 or more tie-dyeing designs are the epitomes of the long history and unique culture of the Bai people. In recent years, women of the Bai ethnic group borrowed some techniques from the modern dyeing industry and improved their pattern design and stitching skills correspondingly. On this basis, they also developed new techniques like multicolored tie-dyeing. Today, tie-dyeing is not only an epitome of the tradition, but also an inspiration for modern fashion. For many people, tie-dyeing has become the most special and famous symbol of Dali City and the traditional art of the Bai people.